Wait. All right. Assalamu alaikum. I think this is 13th session for our book club. For the next session, I did say before beginning, because we're traveling to Pakistan next week. It's towards the end of the week. Wednesday, I'm still here, but I will ask in the group if there is availability of the people who wants to join, even all those who are here. We will do the session. Otherwise, we'll pause it and then we'll continue after coming back. And if you guys agree and want, I can assign you 2 pages to read. And when we are back, we can discuss on it and we can move forward rather than waiting. So this can be discussed in our WhatsApp group, inshallah. All right.
Allah.
So, Sister Faiza, can you be kind enough to read for us from Allowance?
Yes. Mm. Okay, so allowance. Teaching a child about the value of money is done through establishing an allowance system. Allowance is a stipend that a child receives regularly and is not tied to chores nor good behavior. By having buying power, children learn how much things cost, become adept at comparison shopping, develop the patience for saving money, and enjoy spending money on things they really want.
Yes,
Allowances.
just pause here, Sister Faiza, for 1 second. I want to emphasize on the sentence, not tied to chores nor good behavior. So, anyone wants to reflect on this before I say anything? When you do something, you will get this. And have you seen this trend sometimes? I think was in the I've seen this trend, I think, a few months back, where there was a mother and she was like, the children are doing, for example, someone is putting the garbage bin outside, someone is doing the vacuum, and they have their daily allowance because it's like, it's a family system and you are living here and you all should do this and then you are getting this money. Uh, has anyone come across any such thing, and what are your views about this? Chores and giving money, or perhaps good behavior and giving money?
I think for me, I don't give them money for chores because I believe I always tell them that when you are living in a house, well, I am doing my responsibilities. I don't earn any money. I don't get any money for doing them.
Mm, mm,
So if you are doing something, obviously you are a part of the house. You are a part of the family. You have to take your responsibilities. If you do something, that's not for money because you are
mm,
living in the house, you're a part of the
exactly.
house, part of family, so you what you do is what you need to do, not to get the money. But at
Mm,
the same time, I do tell them that let's say we had this concept of pocket money thing,
yeah, pocket
but I
money.
don't actually like that concept either because I believe that depending on the age for younger
Age.
children, they don't anyways understand about anything about money, so I believe that they don't need it anyways.
Mm,
This money thing is for the elder children. So
mm,
when they understand money, that what is money and why do they need it, I think they
mm,
are able enough to understand that you don't get money for no
mm,
reason
mm,
without doing anything. So
mm,
I don't say that it's a reward and I don't say that it's a pocket money. I just tell them that if you want something, you need to earn that money.
mm,
Earn it the same way your Baba does work and he earn money. He
mm,
doesn't get
mm,
it, he earn it. He
mm,
works hard for it. See, so if you have a bigger wish, you want to fulfill it, you have to work hard for it and earn it.
mm,
So it depends. It's not a regular thing in our house,
mm, mm,
but I don't do it on a regular basis. But whenever I do it this way.
mm, mm. That's interesting reflection. I do have actually for a couple of months in my mind. I'm just thinking of appropriate person. I'm trying to find some appropriate person to actually do the, for children, this financial course where they know, Islamic way, because I have come across such books for children and courses, but they are from Western point of view. In us, like the money has parts, um, how you earn something or you have money, and there's a part in money for yourself, part for charity, part for your family, and then investment. So 4 parts. And to make the children understand the value of money in terms of, like you are saying, it's good and you can earn halal money and you can think of as much as you can, giving them the role models like Usman ibn Affan. And who else was that who said, wherever I go, I find money. I just, whatever stone I take, and this is money behind. Who was that Sahabi? I'm forgetting the name. So rich people from our Sira, uh, from our history, Islamic history, are there. Uh, my children used to tell me about what Mansa Musa, one of the emperor of Mali, right? So how you can be rich and productive at the same time and use this money. There's no harm in this. What we do, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً. So well, hasana in here and hasana in akhirah, but not making it your own sole purpose. And we also need some such courses and economic system, because eventually to take our children and our systems out of riba, so out of this whole process. So little by little, starting from maybe 12 years old, we need to teach them, I would say, money manners maybe, or economy, something like this. So if any one of you know any person like this, who can, I'm really looking for such people, so they can teach our children healthy values surrounding the money, inshallah.
I think I have seen someone on Instagram. I'll just double check. If I find any, inshallah,
Okay.
I'll tell you.
Okay. Wonderful.
Mm.
Okay.
Inshallah.
Okay. Okay, so you can continue. I wish to be to me. Allowances. Okay, sorry. Before if I just 1 second. Anyone else wanted to say anything, or shall we continue?
Actually, in my house, this is becoming a hot topic between me and my child. He's just 6.5 years and 6.5, and he wants his pocket money. And sometimes when guests come or we go somewhere and people give him money, we allow him to keep it for some time, and then we, retrieve it, the big notes, and we will give him some coins. Yeah, you can keep it, and when we will need, we will spend this uh, as a family. Like if we need some change at a toll plaza, we would ask him that, do you have some on you, you can contribute, and he would be very happy and proud that Baba paid it with my coins and I had this money. But now every now and then he would say that I have this amount of money. He doesn't know the value of money, so I must be able to spend it freely. Like it's my choice. It should be my choice. Because it's my money. When to buy a new toy, or when to buy some junk food and anything. So it's getting a bit difficult. I am not retrieving all the coins from him, but every now and then he is coming with this request, and then he would throw up sometimes a little bit of tantrum also. So I tried to teach him. We had a Sadka box in our home back in Pakistan, but not here. Uh, but it's difficult for me. I don't
Mm,
know how to, balance it all.
mm. So this answer of yours is coming in our next paragraph, inshallah. So by the end of this topic, I think you will get something, inshallah. But he's very young. He's very young for now. Let's see.
Shall I
Yes,
continue?
yeah, please.
Okay. Allowances mitigate money battles. A mother of a 13-year-old girl was lamenting her daughter's obsession with brand name clothing. She described how shopping had turned into a constant battle of wills over how much and what to buy. I know her, listened, and empathized. I inquired if she was willing to try something new. When she was ready to take in a new idea, I invited her to give her daughter an allowance. She was intrigued but skeptical. However, a few weeks later, I got a call from the delighted mother who shared her amazement at what happened the first time her daughter went shopping with her allowance. The same daughter who refused to look at sales racks before the allowance was now the first to check them. The mother was flabbergasted to note that her daughter was not arguing with her over prices but was thinking very carefully of ways to stretch her allowance. That was the calmest shopping trip they both had in a long time. When the mother stepped out of the way, her daughter was able to implement many of the lessons the mother had tried to teach her through lectures and commands. This is a beautiful example of what happens when you allow your children to experience life. Shall I continue? A crucial aspect regarding allowance is deciding together what the allowance will be used for. As children grow older, the area covered by the allowance is expanded. With preschoolers, it could be used for random items such as a candy in the supermarket or a toy at an amusement park. With elementary school children, it could cover more expensive toys or clothing items. For middle school children, it could be used to cover outings with friends, games, clothing, etc. Teens can be expected to use their allowance to buy clothes, schools, lunches, entertainment, games, books, etc. Deciding how much to give and what to use the allowance for will depend on the family budget and cultural context. This may require some respectful negotiating to come to an agreement that feels respectful to everyone. For high school students, it is good practice to establish their own bank accounts in which they get automatic allowance deposits every month. For the
Okay.
allowance to be
Yeah,
okay.
we can stop here for some time. I will ask Sister Javeria, could you find anything from these paragraphs about how to deal with your son, and maybe what strategy you should use with him when he is having money?
I I still think he is too young for to allow
Hmm.
this.
He's too young, but when like he's too young, okay, and you are not giving him pocket money, right? But he's
Yeah.
getting this money, I think, from, as you say, from some visits or anything like this. So he
Yes,
knows
yes,
he has some money, right? So, for
yes,
example, he has, let's say, £5. How would you
yes.
discuss with him how to use these £5, maybe?
Actually, I just experienced a few months back. He had 10 euros with him,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and yeah, my aunt, like some guests, insisted that keep that money, don't snatch it from the kid, and this and this, and So
Mm-hmm.
with all this argument, where all of three, the the aunt who gave the money, the kid, and me, we walked into the shopping center, and it
Mm-hmm.
was just 10 euro, and I said, okay, you have this, you have to read the tags, so it's your birthday also, so you can buy anything.
Mm-hmm.
But he was very overwhelmed by the choices the center had,
Mm-hmm.
and he couldn't get in all. He would whatever he chose, it would be more than 10, and then he would like crying and crying, and
Oh.
it's so small money, and then we have
Mm-hmm.
to buy something a bit costly than the 10 euro, and we said him that it is 10 euro, it is 10 euro, just to keep him
Mm-hmm.
calm, and it is 10 euro, the price tag is not okay, and this,
Oh.
and he was like, no, yeah, everything is so costly, and
Mm-hmm.
I experienced that the lot of choices overwhelmed him.
Hmm. Yes, that's true. Okay, so first thing, when, for example, if I give you the scenario of when he has money and you're going to the shop and you find something, of course, there is nothing going to come in this budget. And you said to him, okay, you can choose something. If it is in our budget, we will buy it and you will contribute with your €10. So his €10 are added into this gift, whatever he's buying. But and the second thing, overwhelmed with so many choices. It happens with adults as well. Does it happen with you when you have so many clothes to buy?
Of course, of course, of
When
course.
Eid time is here,
Even if
and
you go
yes,
to buy a single ketchup bottle, you are
yes,
very much
with the choices all
confused with all
around.
the
Yeah.
companies, all the brands. Yes.
Yeah. So what I do with my children is, offer this thing of overwhelming. So as we do it during Eid times, when they have these two Eids are when they have their choices of getting gifts. So give them paper every Ramadan. I give them paper, and they can write 5 gifts which they want. And out of 5, we can choose. I usually say 2, but sometimes my husband buy them 3. So, but that's okay. So because they're not getting gifts all over the year. It's only for the Eid. So we tell them, because there are 5 choices, it's not too much, and they are getting 3 anyway. So it's easy for them. So if children, you can, minimize or maybe help him reduce the, narrow down the choices. Okay, these are the 3 or 4 things, Wali, and from these things, choose one. Then it could be easier for him. But yes, if he's going out, it is definitely overwhelming for a child. He's too young for these things anyway.
Yes, but I think he has an inner feeling that he gets overwhelmed, and
Hmm.
he straightforwardly refused. Since that experience, he
Hmm.
refused that I don't want to go to any shopping center because
Oh.
then, I want to buy anything and everything. So,
Hmm.
he doesn't want to go for groceries even. He said there
Oh.
is so much junk there, and I cannot control myself, and you don't allow me, so I better stay at home. So
Mashallah.
it's good for me also. I said, okay,
Hmm.
that's good that you know yourself.
Hmm. This what I'm saying. This level of self-control at this age is very good, to be honest. And this will just make me, during the weekend we were out for the shopping as we are going to Pakistan. So we were in the mall, and my husband says, "Okay, do you want to look at some, bags, handbags for me?" And I already had a few. My husband bought me one, and then I took one during the Eid time. And I had a look like this, and I said, no, I don't even want to look, because otherwise I will buy, I'll just buy for nothing. So, and then we just laughed. So that's good if he has this, this level of self-control. But again, nothing should be stressing him at the level of, affecting him. As long as he's just staying home, he's a dad with him, he want to spend time at home, not want to go outside, that's good. But look at this pattern as he grows up, because as he grows older, he will be, going out, and how he reacts. Then this should not be staying in his brain like a permanent sort of pattern. So just watch over this thing as he grows, inshallah.
Yeah, yeah. Inshallah Ta'ala. I'm still actually finding my own way around all this. I try to teach him wants and needs, and because he was confused at times that we are very poor. He said me once, "Mama, we are very poor. We were very rich in Pakistan, and now we are very poor here." And I would say, no, it was not like this, but it's the wants and needs and everything, and so,
Yeah,
but
it's different
it's
from
difficult to
Pakistan.
find a middle way with the kids. I am
Yeah,
just trying to learn.
yeah. Yeah, we are learning together with our children, so it happens. So anyone else wants to say anything, or should we continue?
I
My,
think, yeah. Okay, Sister Fatma, go ahead, please.
oh, no, I was saying when we were young, for the first topic, when we were young, we had this tables, we have who's task, who's doing what, etc. And we never got money, and we also didn't expect any. I don't know why we never. Uh,
You were good children, the good
yeah,
children.
exactly. I feel like that. I don't know. We are like big family, and one of the sisters she make the table, who is watering the plant, who is we have helping kitchen and etc. We did everything, kind of not everything to be honest. Uh,
Mm,
but we didn't never expect anything. But as you guys say, yeah, my kids I notice as well.
mm,
Sometimes they like, what am I getting? He's cleaning his room. He should clean his room, and he's asking, what am I getting? Okay.
mm.
And as you said, I do agree that we are family. We have to help each other and do.
Yeah,
Mm,
exactly, exactly.
and we
So,
are a family, so it
mm,
is a difficult task. But I sometimes give them the money, like not in their hand weekly.
mm,
So we collect, and
mm,
then they know how much we have. And sometimes when you go out, like to
mm,
get a drink or something,
mm,
they get this money sometimes. And I
mm,
can remember once he was at my cousin's place, and he invited them for a breakfast. He had just 10 euros, exactly. You said like 10 francs. I am living in Switzerland, and but still he offered the breakfast, and they were very happy
mm,
because they were like so happy, and he was so proud. They were like,
mm,
"We paid for our breakfast." So this
mashallah.
is, yeah, exactly, when something Allah should give them, the showing
Mm,
the path and guidance. We
mm,
cannot do. But when he turned to a teenager, it's something else. They want to
yes.
spend on clothing and they want to buy other stuff and they want to prioritize something else. So recently he helped one of the uncles, and he got a quite a huge amount to his hand, which is a few 5 days or something he helped, and he got almost 300 francs. And then he was so at once he said, I'm going to buy a telephone. My phone is old, I'm going to buy a phone. Then I said, yeah, you can take sometimes, take 1 2 days and you decide, but this is your
Okay.
first salary. That is his first salary. It's not
Mm.
official, but still that was his first salary.
Yes.
I said, you work
Yes.
hard. That's why the
Mm.
uncle gave you so much for you. And
Mm.
then you have to spend first from your first salary for
Yeah.
Allah something. The small amount sadaqah. You decide how much you want.
Yeah.
I'm not going to force you. But
Mm.
then
Mm.
then he was like, okay, and he gave a
Mm.
small amount. He wanted to give like 50 or something. I said, it's fine. You give at
Mm.
least a small amount. It's okay.
Mm. Mm.
Alhamdulillah, he donated some money for there's a
Mashallah.
project going on during that time. He did it.
Mm.
I think it's with the age, it's kind of difficult. We do our
Mm.
part,
Yeah, we do
and
our part, exactly.
that's
We
it. And then let's
mm.
rest is up to Allah, I would say. And
Exactly,
what is right,
exactly.
yeah, what is right, what is wrong. To be honest, I still don't know. I'm doing what is coming to my mind, what is what I think is
Yeah,
fine. That's it. Thank
exactly.
you.
No, Jazakallah khair for your reflection, Sister Farah. Really useful, inshallah. So we all are learning and doing our best. Yes, Sister Faiza.
I have a question, with the suggestion here, which was about the children's bank account.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone tried it here in UK? Because I have seen some banks saying that they have children account, but I guess that's a saving account, and Islamically we're not, allowed to
Mm.
have that.
Mm.
So, do you know any
We haven't
Islamic bank or
tried, but not for sure. I think not Islamic Bank for sure. My husband was saying something the other day. He was talking to my eldest, like I will open your account and something like this. Overheard them talking. I didn't ask him anything in detail, but I can talk to him and I will see what he says. But Faiza, I don't think so. Anything Islamic will be there. I don't
But
think
you know
so.
what? If, for example, if we open a saving account for the
Hmm.
children,
Hmm.
yeah, and the interest which comes from there, if we just
Hmm.
give it away,
Give it
it's
away.
still not
Okay,
allowed,
you mean
right?
the
It won't be
charity?
considered as
Mhm.
charity. It won't be considered charity because obviously that money
Yes,
was
it could
in the
not be
first
from
place,
charity. Yes.
right? But then we're not using it. We're just giving it away.
Hmm. We can ask people like we can have the muftis and scholars to ask this. We can,
This is one thing
definitely.
I think, when I look into these things, I feel like, we desperately need good Islamic finance
So that's
scholars.
why, yeah. That's why I say like
We
we
do
need to
not have
teach
good
this to our
Islamic
children. Yes,
financial scholars, finance scholars. It's such a big struggle.
it is.
Allah make it easy for everyone. Especially, when my nephew moved here a while ago and he's going to uni. So, with I got to know that how does uni fees work. So,
The loan system, yes.
the loan system and it's interest based.
Yes.
So if you don't want to take the loan, then you must have a good, saving. Otherwise, you
Very
can't
high, yes.
afford.
You cannot afford higher education in universities here. Never.
No, my children are still young. No, she just
Mm.
started high school, but I'm thinking that if you want to introduce this concept of saving, then how can we do it? Because, if
Mm.
you don't have a bank account, then it's very hard to save the
Yes,
money.
yes, exactly. You are very right about this. So this is why, when you look into again, it goes back to very long discussion topic, but you start looking to the history of how this Zionism has been, around the world, taking the banking system. There was a movie, I think I will watch it, but I forgot it again. It was about the same Rothschild family who just, started with the banks and everything. So they are like you know, very, very smartly, cleverly, they have just taken the world system in a way, little by little, that you are like literally trapped and you don't know where to go. But it's always a way out. And there are people who are working on this by teaching our young generation the things. The only point is it has to start through the unity of Ummah. Once it is united and they, just being united, they just boycott the systems, then it cannot happen. But we can see this unity is not coming because of the interest of leaders. Hence, the downfall of Ummah is there. Sir, we can do whatever we can by teaching our children the best. And yeah, let's make dua. Inshallah, things will get better. If not in our life, maybe after us, after our children, maybe. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Okay. Yeah, you can read now.
Okay, so when there are siblings, it is especially critical that the allowance system is clear, consistent, and understood by everyone. The age of child must be considered when determining the amount. Explain this concept to your child as a rule for life. As they grow older, their needs increase, so will their allowance. It is best to utilize an easy allowance formula. For example, my Noha husband gave our children a monthly allowance that was double their age until they began high school, at which point the criteria changed.
Interesting. So, if we say like double their age, for example, if a child is 8 years old, they will get $16 maybe. They are from USA. So, okay, that's also, yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting if you have something like fixed in your mind if you want to do like this way. So easy allowance formula, right?
It is
Okay.
actually, I think if you want to teach your children finance, it's a good idea. It's a very good idea because
Yes,
they will learn how to spend their money
exactly.
and how to save as well at the
Yeah,
same
it,
time.
it is important actually. It is a very important need. So inshallah, make dua, we find the right person, and then inshallah we'll do
Inshallah.
something on this, some course, and
But
then
I have, here, something to say because I
hmm
have my elder daughter and then my son. So they have a
hmm
gap of 3 years old, 3 years gap.
hmm
I know one thing that my son always complains about this thing that, you always get more things for
her.
her sister because
Yes, she
obviously she's
order.
a girl.
Yeah.
Her things are cheaper, but the
Mm,
quantity is more.
yes.
While the boys, their things are more expensive, but the
Mm,
quantity is less.
yes,
But
yes,
he
I know.
doesn't understand that your thing is more expensive. Like she got
Mm,
10 things in £10 and he got one thing in £10. He's like,
yes,
okay, he
I
got 10
know.
things. I'm like,
Yes.
okay, so with this allowance formula, he will never agree that okay,
Mm.
she is in high school, she can get more. Just give me a second, sister. I need to check.
Yeah, yeah, no problem, no problem. Actually, this is, but why it may help him is just in case, you are giving 20 pounds to her and 20 pounds to him. But again, it is not justified because she's older. So I think age appropriate, where they said simple allowance formula. In our home, we decided my eldest is having, I think, £10 per month. And I don't remember. I think they started like 2 years back. I think Tavish was 8. So my middle one is now turning 8. He will have it now. My husband must remember it in a better way. I don't remember. But you can have this certain age limit that because those who have more than one child, the younger one will always complain why he is having this and I'm not having this. Then you can easily say like, and this is the age when your pocket money will be starting, and this much it will be starting, and then how it can double. So there is no problems around the house for these things in one way or other, inshallah.
Inshallah. Sorry, sister, I won't be able to read
That's
further. I have
fine.
to leave to pick
Yeah,
my
yeah.
son up. I will be listening, inshallah.
That's just the last paragraph. So I can read it. Anyone else want to read it? The last paragraphs, inshallah, and then we are finishing. If anyone else wants to read it, then go ahead, or I can finish it. Okay. Allah has ordained that money is the part of pleasure of this life. To temper material obsessions, we invite you to train your children with Islamic financial practices. So, this is what we were talking about, right? Teach children about giving zakat and charity from their money. Of course, zakat is not eligible on them, but inshallah, we can teach them for charity, right? Some families expect their children to donate out of allowances regularly. Others invite their children to donate when they are going through a difficult time. Some encourage children to give a charity when they commit a sin, such as lying or backbiting. This is very good, actually. The last thing, right? So, what is this ayah from the Quran? I'm forgetting the Arabic. The good deeds wash away the bad deeds. So we can give them this concept, and this will be really helpful. Uh, After this paragraph, I'm thinking, there's more need to teach such courses and such things to our children, inshallah. Lastly, to teach children living with their means, it is important that parents refrain from lending their children money. Be firm. Let them learn to stretch their dollars as far as they can. Of course, this is for the older children. Let them struggle at the end of the month with no money. We have observed that children who learned these money lessons early on were able to spend their money wisely as adults. The one thing, I really like about this country, so, there are good and bad in each country, and there are, of course, definitely some good here as well, where the children are earning as as soon as they are adults, 16, 17, 18, they start apprenticeship and other things where they are earning money. While in back home in Pakistan, parents feel it's so much of their responsibility to feed a child until they are, in the university level and then starting a job and giving their own money to them. It's such a burden on parents in Pakistan, isn't it? When they have to make
Abs-
sure a child goes until the end and it's on them. I don't know where it comes from, which culture it comes to us. And then they feel so bad if a child is going and earning, if when we, talk about such things, two things, the older people over here, old means in 80s, going out for the groceries themselves and doing things, and they want to be independent. At back home, it will be such a, what word should I use? Like how you have left your parents all alone, the old people, they are going for grocery, bichare, how can you do this? And then the same thing is for the young ones to earn, and the same thing is opposite. How can you just let your children, you cannot even feed them, then what is the problem? I think there is a balance. It's right, your parents have a right upon you and you should not leave them, as in leaving, but they they like to be, like, for example, my father like to be independent. He does not want to be, depend on someone. I think no person wants to be dependent on someone for anything. In the same way, if you are asking your children to go out and earn money, this will give them the sense of responsibility and this feeling of accomplishment. And this will help them rather than feeling that, my father is responsible for this and they must, I sometimes say to my husband, like, of course, it is so difficult to be rich in England. As Sister Javeri was saying, his son says, we were rich in Pakistan, but not in England. She's from Ireland. So what I say is, like, to my husband, I want you to, sometimes when you go through up and down in the life and you struggle financially, I always say to him, like, you are earning and we are having a good life, Alhamdulillah. Why do you keep thinking, it's a Pakistan coming from back home, this pressure of, saving so much that your children can live peacefully? And I'm like, why? They will earn themselves and they will have their own, living. If we can, if we easily can earn so much and we can leave something for them, um, okay, we will, but we cannot, what you say, kill ourselves just because we have to save this much for them and we are not able to. So that's not right. They should do what, in Islam there is not even a concept of saving like this, where which is coming into us, like making one house and then two house and then three house. Khair, inshallah, this was the discussion I was having with my husband. So we can do what we can easily and let our children do once they are grown up, explain them again this value of money in a healthy way and let them earn what they can, inshallah. So yes,
Yeah.
sister, it's a very important
But
topic today, right?
but I think there is a need for, someone financially, literate who teach
Mm-hmm.
us, uh,
Hmm.
who teach us and teach our children also.
Hmm.
Because it gets very confusing even to myself, because
Hmm.
a lot of Sahaba were so rich,
Yes.
but it's not a bad thing to be
No.
rich in Islam. You
Yeah.
you know, but you have to get a balance somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's that balance we should learn how to keep that.
Yeah. I always say, if it's not for those rich Sahabas, how would Islam prosper? When Hazrat Usman just
Yes.
bought the well, and it's still a waqf in Medina, I think, right?
Mm.
Which is still,
Yes.
Mm,
people get water from. So
Mm.
Islam had always in need of rich people. And even now you see there are
mm,
charities happening and people are giving lots and lots. These rich people, like, we do need, it's not like in Islam you say you have to be, poor and you don't need so much money. No, no, no. You do need money, but always have this in mind why you need money for and how you can benefit Islam. Right? So how
mm,
can you benefit Islam through this? And Islam also do not say like, this uh, this thing like you are not going to spend on your children, you are not going to spend on your wife and just give everything on charity. The best charity is the charity upon your children, right? So there are times in upon the ummah, okay? So there are times, for example, now when some people give this example of when we talk about jihad and going to Gaza, so people give example, right? Islam is also the religion of peace. You should have dialogue and everything. Have you known this story of when Salahuddin Ayyubi conquered Palestine? Before this, when he was doing all these things, gathering army and everything, there was actually a scholar at this time who did say the same to Salahuddin. Islam is a religion of peace, and Salahuddin killed him there and then because this was not the time of peace and negotiations when Muslims were oppressed. So there are times upon Ummah when something is needed more than other. So we cannot see Islam as a black and white thing. So it was there, so it has to be peace always, always, always. Yes, Islam is a religion of peace, but the amount of oppression you see in the world now, for example, jihad is first, and you cannot say like this. So then there are the times when Ummah need money, and all people should give away whatever they have. So, and then there are times when it is not needed, and then you should take care of your family first and then charity and things like this. So if you think of Makkah and Medina period, what was happening in the Makkah and when what was happening in the Medina, when times were fine and people will have there was a peace in Medina and the society was formed, and then there was people spending on their families and everything, and everything was in a nicer way. But when there were no times like this, then Sahaba used to give all what they had, all their belongings for jihad and everything. So if we look into this picture and we make our children realize this, they should understand when they grow up through this hikmah what is the time upon ummah and what is needed. In this time, I cannot say I need to save myself. I must think of something bigger because I am the part of this ummah. I was trying to find out the book on finances which I had for Tabish. If I could find, I will inshallah send. But this is a good book actually,
okay.
but Western author. So I want, I was thinking of someone who has this concept of because I also want our children to learn tijarat, entrepreneurship is the part of Islam, and this is what when I was actually 2 years back, I have done all this research upon Israel state and everything that's coming from. So most of you, I think you would know this. It's compulsory upon everyone uh, in Jews, like the Israel, not all Jews. Every family must have their own business. They are
Mm,
business-minded people, and they have taken this away from the Muslims. So I was listening to one lecture of this Noman Ali Khan, and he was like, the brilliant people among us, the most brilliant people, they have this desire of be a part of, maybe Apple company, Google and
Yeah.
stuff like this, and we never have a desire of doing something of our own. This is how much slavery mindset we have.
Mm.
So, this is what I was thinking, with this finance course, someone
I
who
think I
teach.
just remember, sorry, sister, I'm just
Yeah,
cutting
yeah.
you off.
No,
You
no,
know,
go ahead.
Noor Kids,
Oh, yes, Noor Kids. Yes, they had done
um,
something
so
recently.
they did a financial management course for children,
Yes,
I think in Ramadan.
yes, they did.
They did
They
it.
did.
So they
Hmm.
must have the, maybe another course or the
Yes, I
recordings which we
remember.
can.
Yeah, they have recordings because I remember I did it sign for Tabish. With Tabish, the problem is it was, the American time, and we have to watch recordings. It wasn't according to our time. And it
That's
was
the
a
same
big
reason
group.
why
Yeah, it was a big group of the children. So
they don't like
he,
to watch.
yes, it doesn't work for us. So the one which work for inshallah our timings and small group, we can start something inshallah. Inshallah, we will have all of you please have a
Noor
look
Kids have
around.
started a UK thing as well. They have started it in UK as well. So maybe we can request them to do a
Do for us.
same kind
Yes.
of course for UK.
Oh yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
they're
That's a good
doing
idea.
during the
Inshallah.
request. Yes, I got to know that they're doing. If you request, they'll plan something for you.
Okay, okay, that's amazing. Okay, so
Inshallah, I think
inshallah,
we can do that.
yeah, once inshallah I'm back from Pakistan, then I will put this in so many to-do list of me. But
I can do
inshallah,
that for you. I can do that. I
oh,
have
that's very kind
the
of you.
UK.
Hmm.
It's
Okay, that's
a good
amazing.
thing.
Okay, so maybe
Inshallah.
you can initiate maybe the talk or something. I will have a discussion with you, Faiza. Okay, inshallah. I will have a discussion
Inshallah.
with you separately, and then if we need to finalize, then there is the way we send the official documents and the official proposal. I will prepare it for you, and then I will give you access to our Torchbearers Gmail account as well, so you can use this for sending emails as a official thing, right? Okay. So anything else, sisters?
Um, it's just the topic that we were talking about, the saving for kids, their future. Actually, I was discussing about this topic with my sister as well.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Allah didn't ask us that why are we doing it? Why are we stressing ourselves?
Yeah.
And why are we giving them a hard time
Mm.
when we get stressed? Actually, the kids didn't ask, Allah didn't ask, and this is we have this is very recent. I was like
Mm.
surprised to hear it because
And then we also blame our children. I have done this much for you, and
yeah, exactly.
this is how
Like,
you're responding me. And the child, I didn't even ask you.
so it's not exactly, we expectation are so high,
Yes,
it's like in a way unfair. And
yes, yes, exactly.
yeah, exactly, that's what I was thinking. No, he didn't ask, you're doing it, then you
Yes,
have to
they
worry
didn't
about
ask
it.
exactly. So we are, Allah says, I do not burden a soul beyond what it can bear, right? But we burden ourselves.